as well. Don't forget, next play day for the SGL is September 1st for those playoffs. That's a week yesterday. God, can you believe August is almost over? Man, where is life even going anymore? You know, like that's 2/3 of the year done. It's absolutely crazy. Alright, guys, let's do this. The top left-hand side, our blue Terran player from NV. It's going to be Polt. And down to the bottom right, the pink Zerg player from True Esports is going to be Reynor. So some TvZ, let's get set up into this. Let's see what's going to be happening and see which of these players is going to be opening with a victory in game number 1. Frozen Temple. Polt opts for what will be a gas first Reaper expansion here, so nice fast factory coming down after his expand. We're looking to apply some pressure early in the game. Very, very early in the game. You're going to see second racks being added on. So actually he's going to go into a free racks Reaper play, so also a possibility, which turns out quite nicely oftentimes on this map. So free racks Reaper going to be coming in from Polt. Did I just misread this? Is that not gas? It's not gas. Is it gas first? I mean, he's going to have way more than 50 gas, so it is definitely not racks gas. It's gas first. So it is gas first, but I guess it just works out nicely with his free racks Reaper build order. So setting up into this, we see the first Reaper starting to come out here. Second and third racks on the way, of course, and Polt will very shortly also be adding on his second refinery, so he can continue to build those Reapers 3 at a time. Orbital starts to morph in, and obviously from Reynor's point of view, well, we don't see much just yet. Starting to go in towards his natural hatchery, obviously hatch first, probably follow up with a gas pool, and well, that is what he followed it up with. We'll see how much gas he mines, we'll see if he pulls out 100. I mean, actually when he sees the second Reaper, it'll be the most interesting thing to see whether he cancels Ling Speed or whether he just goes straight for Roaches, or if he lets Ling Speed finish and plays Ling Roach to defend this, or just pure Ling. We'll see what it's going to be. As we're going to see 6 Zerglings starting to be made. 2 Queens are on the way out as well. And again, that Ling Speed is just starting up right now. Reaper comes across the map from Polt. Going to be running in here and just drop down a grenade. And he's looking to see what he can do. And again, this Reaper just pulling back a little bit there. Those Lings continue to take a little bit more damage as this Reaper continues to pull back. Ling's still in just a little bit of trouble right here. More Reapers on the way, and as the second Reaper comes in, this definitely will be now Raino realizing what is going on. So again, let's see his reaction. Nice little save on the first drone there. The grenade comes down, pushes the Queen away. We'll go for another drone kill here as well. We'll get it this time. Grenade finishing it off there at the end. And again, more Reapers join up right now. The Lings sit up on the high ground, ready to trap these Reapers when they hop up here. They hop right back down. They're not going to waste their health fighting those Zerglings if he can drop down and go from a different direction instead. Gonna pop up once again now. Ling Speed getting close to finishing here, and it is only Ling Speed as the defense setup from Reynor. As we're going to see these Reapers in towards the main base. They're going to start getting damage done though. The rest of the Queens slow to respond because there's no creep spread between the main and the natural. So that's a little bit costly here as we see Lings going down as well. And he might just turn and fight those Queens for a little bit. We do see a few Lings counter-attacking through the center, maybe looking to try and take down that command center on the natural expansion. One Reaper's going to pull away almost straight away. I actually think more units might come out to protect this command center, so it might just be okay. Obviously, he might have it delayed a little bit, but 3 Reapers now here. He is indeed going to have enough to push on into this and to keep on trading. So his Ling's going to get pushed away. More Reapers being made by Polt as he goes into a 3rd command center as well in his main base. He's continuing with this, but Polt not paying attention. He's going to lose his Reapers on the low ground. Will grenade in to just try and get the most out of this, but while losing those Reapers, big mistake by our Terran player. 6 Reapers lost, and that is all of a sudden going to give Raino now much more possibility of pushing onto the map, not having to make as many units, which means more drones, and it's just less map presence in general from Polt, which now means he's not going to be able to deny a 3rd hatchery as well. And that's going to put Raino actually into a good start in this. Defends the 3x Reaper, picking off the Reapers like that just completely shuts down so much of what Polt would have liked to do here. He's on 7 Reapers. Imagine he was up on 13. This could be so much more powerful. But unfortunately it isn't. This is just going towards the frontier. A few Lings is going to peel away. Just going to sit towards the top right hand side. Stimpack will start from Polt as well. Stimpack starts. We see double engineering behind this too. Obviously we've seen the 3rd CC coming in very early. So he just wants to start setting up into this. So Stim begin. And other than that, we just wait to see where the game takes us. Obviously, Reynor already dropping that 3rd hatchery down. it's so early for playing against Free Axe Reaper. I mean, when you play against Free Axe Reaper, sometimes you don't see a Zerg able to get their third base started until 6:30 in the game, if not even longer, if the Terran player plays well. But this third hatchery is going to be finished up at about 5:20, so pretty fantastic. We see some grenades coming down. Reapers coming into the main. They actually trade quite nicely here. Queen and 2 drones so far. And those Zerglings are unsure about actually coming in to protect this because he just doesn't feel as though he's got enough of them, I assume. 4 workers have gone down, now 7. Grenades going down as well as he continues to try and fight against this. The Queens will try and prick off a few of those Reapers as well. 2 of them very low. In fact, a lot of them very low on red health. With good target fire, and he will get rid of a lot of these. And it's going to be close, but he does get them. Every Reaper going to go down. For another 7 workers, it's not too bad because it's 7 Reapers going down for those 7 workers. It's actually a better trade from Reynor's point of view. Obviously, losing the workers is never a good thing, but now those Reapers aren't a factor in the game anymore, you know. Now they're not going to be something which Polt can use in a further attack to use their grenades to stun these units and push them back and add splash damage in. So actually for Reynor, I actually think I prefer him getting rid of those Reapers altogether now, even if it costs him a few drones to get it done. Zerglings here, not going to find much towards the third base. Obviously plenty of Marines in a nice choked up position. There's not going to be much that can be done, and the Zerglings just having to back away from the front of the natural as well. Good wall-offs, good position of the units from Polt, and he's going to stay safe for now against these Zerglings which are out on the map already. 8 more drones being made as the +1 melee upgrades start to come in as well. We do just see a couple of extra barracks being added on by Polt too, so a couple of extra racks coming in. Starport is about a quarter of the way done as well, and that reactor is also on the way up as Zerglings try to run by. 5 workers going down, and it's going to be a successful run by. Reynor is so good at these run bys actually. If you guys were watching the Wardy Open qualifier, I think last week at some point, he qualified over Beastie Cutie and it was insane. Like, he was 0-2 down and then he just started doing these run bys game after game after game, and these run bys just started doing so much damage. It was crazy how much damage he got done with them every single time he tried to go for one. It was really fun to see, and so really, if you can do them well, if you can use run bys to your advantage, things can turn out very, very nicely for yourself. So you'll see these Zerglings coming up the ramp once again, having a look to see what they might be able to get up to. Going to end up running past and just heading towards those Marines. They do turn around once again, so Marines going to force these units to turn around. Actually going to catch a few Marines towards the front, but actually the Zerglings not trading super great there. Upgrade's going to even up. His +1 melee finishes in about 10 seconds time. First medevac's popping out in time for actually Polt to maybe go across the map and hit a timing alongside combat shields. His unit's very low here and he will need to be healed up a bit. He actually goes up in 2 drops straight away. So off and across we go. Polt will turn on the aggression a little bit, although he drops in here to pick up an overlord and Zerglings come in to shut him down. And actually more Zerglings going to continue moving this direction. They're going to surround here on these Marines. He's got access to the natural expansion too, because the wall wasn't up initially and because he's on top of the wall now. And we see these things, well, just a few of them left to pick off away at SCVs. A lot more of them pulling away now. Now we're engaging on just 1 Marine, just taking the best fights they can, trading as best as possible. As you see a little bit more of a run by in towards the third base. Another worker going down. It's not a lot of workers which are falling here, but he killed a good amount of Marines, and it just keeps Polt very wary about moving out onto the map, because if every time he wants to move out there's the threat of a counterattack, he might just think twice about it. The last thing he wants is to keep on losing workers to Lings run by every single time. Hive on the way up currently for Reynor, setting up into this Hive tech. He's going to be seen going into this, just taking extra gases now as well. He's on a very low gas count for quite some time here, just 4 gases across his 4 bases, so fairly low gas until now. Now he starts to add more gas in because he wants to start setting up in towards that Hive tech. His next set of upgrades, his free, his obviously will want to go into an Ultras Cavern as well. He might want to try and add on a couple of Infestors too. He's going to be seeing these Lings and Banes looking for a position, looking for a way to fight in. Here we go. Bane's start to connect actually. Good Bane connections indeed. And only a couple of Widowmines here, and they don't go off too nicely at all. And so we see Reynor able to keep on pushing forwards, and he does force the lift on the last few units as well. And you'll see Widowmine's even going to get out there as well, also being lifted and also able to back away. A few more units going to drop here just to the left hand side. The Ling's going to start pulling back themselves. I'm just going to be seeing again a couple of medevacs up in the skies. Ultra's Cavern begins from Reynor now as well. So Ultra's Cavern is starting to come in here, setting up in towards more melee upgrades, getting ready for Chitinous Plate in that late game Ultralisk switch which Reynor is headed towards. However, Polt's going to keep up the pressure, and he does have 2-2 upgrades right now as he continues to move down in towards this 4th base. Looks like that Chinese caster just had some internet connection issues or something, and hence has left the game. Didn't really seem to affect us over here though, as we see this army continue to push on in. Scan comes in, he gets rid of a few more creep tumors. Ling's going to start running in right now, starts to pull back, leaving the Marauders in the front to tank. Actually leaving the Marauders just on the ground in general to tank. Now lifting those up too. Really great control out of Polt, just making the most of this army. Starts to drop once again, the Lings are still running forwards, and so a few of them getting caught off guard. Widowmines will advance even further forwards again, and Polt really making a case to take down this 4th base in the near future. And he's got a little bit of time before Ultras kick in and that Chitinous Plating kicks in as well to really change this up, as we see another Widowmine. And there's a little bit of a stem forwards. Marines and Marauders seeing what they can do. Going under a little bit of damage already, and here we go, Ling Bane crashing on through this, and there's just so many Marines and they're just doing so much. And Raino, this game was looking alright for him, and I don't actually really know where it started to go wrong. But in the last few minutes, last 2 minutes even, maybe not even that, he's just suddenly not seemed to have enough to keep attacking with. And well, here comes now one single Ultras, as Polt splits away to the left-hand side, as you can see. Zerglings on their own are not going to push this back. I mean, even the Ultras, they don't have Chitinous Plating just yet. They don't have the final armor upgrade either, and so they are very killable still. But they're not going to commit. He knows he needs the Chitinous Plating before he can fight, so Polt just going to take down the 4th base. Reynor giving that up there in the end, just saying, well, okay, I'd rather lose my 4th base than just throw my entire army away as well. But it's still not great for him. He's got a couple of infestors on the way, a few more Ultras. He's actually going to start fighting in. Chitinous Plating is still not quite finished for just another couple of seconds. There it is. So finally now these Ultras become a little bit less killable. A few Widowmines going to unburrow and just move a little bit further forwards. Damage from Polt will continue to come in the next few minutes. I mean, you can just see here that Polt is going to continue to push this position, push his way in towards these Ultras and bait them in towards Liberators and Widowmines. Let these high single target DPS dealers just do their job. Nice Liberator siege up the front, block any sort of run by from taking down the wall. Zerglings will begin to get their way through a couple of depots there. So that's something. You see Polt actually moving his main base down to the far bottom left side of the map, which is an interesting placement. I wonder why he puts it down there rather than just here or something. Zergling's going to find a lot of those SCVs almost straight away though, but at the same time, Ultra's starting to fight as they move forwards into this army. Only a couple of them, and that's probably why Polt is not disengaging, because he knows against a couple of Ultras he can indeed win the fight. Supplies begin to even up, 177 to 162. It's a little bit closer than the difference we saw previously when Polt just started to attack in towards that 4th base. Man, these Zerglings are doing a lot. 15 workers killed in recent times. Of course, that economic advantage that Polt held for a long time does still come into play here, and with resources lost in his favour as well. Looking very, very good for Polt. He checks this right-hand side base now as well. He wants to make sure there's no 4th base coming up over here, which of course there isn't. I'm just going to be seeing these Marines and Marauders just collecting, just waiting. Another stem, another scan, another tumor goes down. A little bit less control of the map now. You see Marines and Marauders coming forwards. Nice fungal growths though. Actually quite a lot of this. Liberators now out of range of the Ultralisks are not going to be able to add on too much help. You see the Marauders move forwards. They get rid of one more Ultra there and one more too. So now only 2 Ultras left, so this Marauders still moving in. They're starting to get rid of this base. He's continuing to fight. He's actually going to get rid of, though at Ultralist, the difference between having +3 attack and only +2 armor on the Ultras is huge. Seeing the Marauders actually able to kill the Ultras is somewhat of a pleasure, honestly. I mean, how long has it been since we've seen the Marauders able to just fight Ultras easily like that? Or not necessarily easily, but just with enough micro. It makes you trade very, very well. Marauders still just collecting, waiting for more units to come in. We do see actually a group of Corrupt is going to come in, try and deny this base from being taken. Corrupt is going to do so much though. I mean, they can caustic spray, sure, but problem with the caustic spray is once they get kind of attacked, they have to pull away, and it takes quite a long time for that caustic spray cooldown to come off and to get ready to go once again. I love this. Polt still has one drop to the right hand side, just ready to take down this 4th base if the opportunity arises. Obviously we've not really seen that opportunity becoming part of the game at all, so we just sort of sit back and wait still, but definitely looking good for Polt here in game number 1 of this best of 3. Again, Reynor comes in as the last minute replacement for Massa. The last minute replacement, and is not doing pretty good with it so far. Seems to come in as a replacement. See, Libra is going to see jump once again. The thing is, an Ultra's just moving forwards, have to be a little bit careful. What else is going on? You're going to see Ultra's here just running around a little bit. That Medevac's still flying around too, so still just looking for damage here. Polt all over the map, seeing what he can get done. I've seen Ultrask, another one being added on. Ghost can be finally coming in as well. Maybe what Polt has been missing, just to get that last little bit of efficiency out of his army against this Ultrask army, and just to help him tidy things up, clean up. Does he need it? Well, let's find out, because he's actually moving forwards right now. He's stimming forwards even. You can see him pretty split, and of course he wants to get away from any kind of dangerous fungal growth positions. See the Corruptors coming forwards. They're going to get ready to try and target down wherever they can here. I mean, the 4th base is going to go down. That gets targeted straight away, and actually you just see Polt unsieging, and he's just going to pull away. He's very happy having just taken down the 4th base again. Widowman gets a good clump of lings. We do see this base, the bottom left side, is known about though by Raino, and so he comes in and he denies this almost immediately. Did you see SCVs going down over here, matching the SCVs, the drones that went down on the other side of the map? Another drop coming in and just cleaning up more creep spread. It's another nice bit of multitasking here by Polt, who is once again just finding himself deflecting this aggression and just keeping himself on the aggressive as well. Actually, you know, he's never really been sort of left behind. He's always kind of been the active player. He's not sitting back. He's not letting his opponent set up how he wants to. He's forcing fights when he wants to take fights. As he leads a 20 army supply advantage, going in towards a big attack towards the top left side. He's out of position to deal with it. He will have to pull back to get in position. So it's not going to be an easy one for him to engage into. But here we go. Liberator started to come in. Fungal growth comes down. Marauders will begin to come in. The Ghosts will be ready to snipe. And the Ultras start to disappear. Only 3 of them remaining now. And well, that is problematic, as we see some Zerglings continue to do a little bit more in towards the main base. Ultras still seeing what elves they can get up to. Going to keep on fighting in, and well, actually this base is going to go down. Polt, is he in a little bit of trouble here? I don't think so. I think when it comes down to the main army, is what a fungal by Raino. I think when it comes down to the main army, Polt just wins out, but he is taking a lot of damage, so he has to make sure again that this army that he has right now is going to be a good enough army to carry him through across the map and into a victory in game number 1. But it's still not over yet. 20 supply in it. Polt leads. Double the army supply, but down to 40 worker disadvantage. So, given time, Reynor can maybe do something with this. One of his problems right now is actually that Reynor just doesn't have a 4th base ready to go. And without a 4th base set up and ready to go, he's currently not mining as much as he should be with his worker advantage. In fact, you can see here the mineral income very similar from both players. Polt sets up to this bottom left hand side once again. He loves this base. He loves attacking into it. He's done it multiple times now as a nice fungal growth to begin here. You see that Ultra getting targeted down as well. The lack of the +3 carapace is really starting to show on those Ultras. The fact they actually get taken down like that is absolutely insane. 4th hatch falls, and guess what? There's a drop to the top side. However, Ultra to greet it. You're going to see that drop does get cleaned up, apart from 3 Marines, which are just about able to keep away. So now Reynor with the double expansion means that when he loses one of those bases, he can just start mining from the other instead. But also very possible that we just see Polt starting to push into this right hand side himself instead of he pulls back, pulls around this side, gets rid of the rocks even he could. Then he can push into that base and see where he goes from there. But right now he's still just reinforcing down this left hand side, looking to see what he can do down here. Minions and Marauders just going to stem forward to find themselves an extractor and overall kill or 2 as well. Small advantages, but still advantages nonetheless. Scans up that ramp, sees there isn't anything there at all. Liberal as well begins to siege up just in case the army starts to move forwards. Plenty of ghosts in here ready to snipe, ready to EMP too. EMPs on the infested could be very important here from Polt. You can see how patiently he's playing this, you know, he's not in a kind of a huge rush, just, oh my god, YOLO in. He's just waiting for his opportunity, slowly moving forwards when he knows his opponent is out of position. Setting up these liberators in plenty of time as, well, it's a tough one from Reynor. I don't know where he really goes from here. Corrupt is going to come over and try and caustic spray down at this planetary fortress. They get turned around pretty quickly, so... They get turned around pretty quick. We're going to see Marines and Marauders going to get rid of this hatchery as well. I mean, what do you do now as Reynor? I don't really know, because your army supply is just so far behind. It's so difficult to recover from something like this. As you see Marines and Marauders continue to see what else is going to be going on. Sniper's coming down. Corrupt is taking a lot of damage. There's a group of units over here. Getting rid of one overlord to begin with. Okay, still just sieged up to this side. Marines moving forwards, and again those overlords just have to be a little bit careful. Ultra's going to move forwards here. Okay, the drop having to fight against an Ultras towards the top side of the map also. Those Ultras very good at stopping these low number of Marines and Marauders etc. from coming in and from getting too much done. So Liberators do siege up once again. You see the Wooden Mine's going to burrow once more. Keep on moving forwards. Just time after time after time. Let's see, drop to the right hand side too. We'll be unloading here, see some Marauders starting to take some damage, or do some damage trying to deny an extra base which is coming up here from Raino. Polt still with advantages, but just taking his time about finishing the game. Polt is in this just so patiently. He wants to really make sure that when he pushes in, he's going to have the army he takes to kind of do damage. And he has to be careful, his work count is low. He only really has the army he has right now to kind of win this game with, so he does have to be cautious about it. But that being said, he's given Reynor time, and with time, Reynor is the one who takes the lead, because he still is up by 30 workers over his opponent. Four Marauders and 6 Marines in production from Polt, so only 20 workers, but still pumping out a good amount of bio every single round of production. I guess the Liberators is one thing we've got to be worried about. There's 6 on the map. If they start to go down, it could be deadly, as we see some infestors burrowing forward, seeing what they can find. Once again, we see the attack up the right hand side, this time from Reynor. I haven't really seen Reynor be super aggressive for a long time in this, but I'm not sure how it's going to go if he attacks into his opponent, unless Polt is very, very unprepared for that engagement to come in, so let's see if he will be. So Marines will stem forward, going to get rid of that Overlord there. So Overlord does get taken down. And again, this Marine Road Force just moving forwards on Polt, seeing what else he can get done. Just wants to try and find the army, scans it in the end. Liberators will siege up, and maybe this time we're going to see a commitment. Here we go, pushing in. We're going to see Ghosts. Well, they want to try and drop down some snipes. I don't know if they actually got anything, really. Doesn't matter though, because he will clean up the army. I had to get up a bit early, but... It's just so warm in the room. Let me open another window. I feel like I need some air in my room. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been drinking like loads of water as well. It's like, need more water, need more water. Alright guys, going into game 2 of this, let's see how it's going to go. Thank you for sticking with me while I go walk about my room for a moment. Let's do this. Top left hand side from Envy, it's going to be the blue Terran player. It is Polt. Down to the bottom right hand side, the pink Zerg is of course from True Esports, the Italian prodigy, Reynor. Make Donsky in the 88 in the chat. asking us very specific questions about being a subscriber. I'm not going to state them on the stream, but I can say being a subscriber does give you hidden benefits. That's one of those promotions which has like an exclamation mark next to it, or like an asterisk next to it, and then you read the small print, it's like, this may or may not be true. Alright. So. Raino and Polt. Let's see how this will go. It's going to go aggressive. Once again, Polt is not quite going to go for Rax Reaper, but he is going to go for that second Rax early. So he is going to go for that stim drop build opening, which is nice. I like it. I mean, it's the very standard sort of thing to do here. So you'll see that starting to be set up. Second Rax just over halfway done. I'm just going to be seeing the command center will be finishing up shortly as well. CC going to finish shortly. This overload from Reynor just going to be moving up towards the upper left hand side. Why don't I make the source quality higher? Probably because if I made the source quality higher, my PC wouldn't be able to stream properly because I don't have a very good computer anymore. The computer's just a bit old. It's not very it's good. It's just old and needs updating really. Thank you very much, by the way, Papa Mitch, for the 14-month resub. I saw that right at the start of that Frozen Temple game, but not quite right at the start, but it was quite early on. The free Rax Reaper was already in full swing. So thank you very much, Papa Mitch, for the 14 months. Please, guys, throw some SGL hearts his way in the chat. Show some love. Obviously, this game, Reynor not going to be up against a lot of early Reapers, which is good, as we see this Reaper moving around from Polt. And just coming around the right-hand side. It's going to be coming in towards the main base as well. So we're just going to come around the side, just going to be running in, just going to see a grenade going down too. Just going to see a couple of Lings chasing that Reaper as well. And the Reaper just going to be pushed away up the right hand side just a little bit here. Starport gets added on factory as a reactor halfway built. And that stim pack coming up to being about halfway done as well from Polt. So, getting into this here, we're going to see Marines join up together. Obviously, we're waiting for about 16 of them. And for Reynor right now, well, he's got a few Lings out on the map. He has dealt with that Reaper from Polt as well. Although he did lose 4 Zerglings while doing so. He has a few Lings on the map. It's not really a lot to run by with or be super aggressive with. And Polt is very close to finishing off this wall off. So, don't think it's going to be a major issue from Polt. What will be interesting is to see what exactly the follow-up to this kind of aggressive build will be. There's one engineering bay. You know, if we stick on one engineering bay, Polt could make this a 2-base attack, but of course, a 2-base attack is very very risky in a lot of ways on this map. It's a hard map to move across, and yeah, second engineering bay coming down, so it's the more standard opening, which is just to go into your double engineering bays behind this, and to kind of go from there. So going to be seeing the Medevac's going to load up immediately, actually unload once again, and actually going to pick off this overload. Actually supply blocks Reynor here for a moment or two, so not ideal when, of course, you're starting to see a... Oh, Polt! Loads the depot, he's going to come back. Oh, man. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. Reynor's buying a lot of time here already with this run, but he's actually killed 5 Lings, so 5 SCVs so far. Ooh, and he'll kill a few more still, I think. Depends on the micro of Polt here. SCV's losing a lot of mine time. Lets those units up into the main momentarily. Comes back down. There's a 6th. There's a 7th kill. That will be it. 7 SCVs fall. As those medevacs go across the map. It was supply block though for a little while from Raino. However, he's already got plenty of Lings up. So all of a sudden, looking very good right now. Raino, off to a great start here. Let's see what Polt's going to be able to do with this drop. He has to get something done because... And he doesn't have to get something, but he's definitely trailing a little bit after allowing that run by to get so much done. And without doing anything, this will be unfortunate for him. His follow-up very macro-oriented. He will hold a slight upgrade lead. Not a huge upgrade lead, but a slight upgrade lead. Combat shields also starting up from Polt right now. Combat shields also coming in. And those Zerglings just moving around in the main base. I like this. The Marine's just going to get rid of these rocks, stop any access towards the gold base for a little while. Just sort of cut off one section of the map so that Reynor is somewhat limited into the sort of directions he can move in and so on. We see a Baneling being added on. Baneling Nest, sorry, being added on as well by Reynor. So Baneling Nest also being added on here. Also going to be seeing Marines just joining up with those couple of medevacs. So yeah, it's just still moving around, seeing what they can get up to. Queens are as well going to have to well, keep pushing, creep out. Polt. We'll take the gold base. I mean, that's one good way for him to maybe play a little bit of catch up here. 1-1 upgrade's about to finish for him. Infestation Pit already on the way down as well, though, from Raino. So Infestation Pit coming down, probably looking towards somewhat of a fast hive in this game. Let's see, a few creep tuners going down. Queen's targeting the medevacs. Marines have pulled back, and they're pulling up this left-hand side of the map. Lings are going to be coming out here. Plenty of queens as well, just sat around, just nearby. And Polt just waiting to see what his next kind of move is going to be. Look at this big attack by Reynor, though. There's just so many Zerglings starting to come up the right-hand side. We're going to see the medevac actually does start to spot this, but Polt doesn't really have a response. This third base going to be under heavy fire. The natural expansion as well. Oh no, Polt only just raises the depot into the main base even. This is going to be a lot of work. It's going down. Didn't even get the Marines into the bunker on the gold base. This is a problem now. Baneling's actually going to start morphing in this gold base. Lifts these SCVs just continue to die at the same time across the map. Polt goes in for a fight, but there is Lings, there is Banes. Is there enough to hold this off? It's very close. I think there will be, though. Another Baneling coming forwards here. The Widowmines going forwards. They get taken down. These Banelings still trying to connect. I think Reynor will clean this up. 32 SCVs killed across the map. Big Ling counter from a lead early in the game is going to put now Reynor tied up. One game apiece. Pult's internet connection drops here. Maybe not used to Polt losing, as Reynor definitely is in a game-winning position at this point. I mean, 64 drones to 33 workers. Polt has returned. Looks as though Polt is just going to type out GG straight away. I mean, he's dead. You know, there's not much else he can do there. He is dead. GG, and Reynor takes game number 2 of this. Game number 3 of this series, as it is tied up 1 game apiece between our pink Zerg player to the bottom left side of the map from True Esports, Reynor, and the blue Terran player to the top right from Envy, it is Polt. Thank you very much, Ascuri, for the 1-bit cheer. Thank you very much, appreciate the cent. 1 cent at a time, we're going to become rich and famous and save esports. That is the plan. That is the goal. That's what we're aiming to do. So, setting up into game number 3. It is a 3-Rax reparable map. And in fact, there we go. As I said, second Rax comes down. I mean, Polt did it in game number 1. He made that big mistake of losing his Reapers, getting them surrounded by the Lings when he just wasn't paying attention. That's the sort of mistake he's going to want to try and avoid here. So, he wants to try and avoid that mistake. And if he can avoid that, that would be pretty fantastic for him once again. You know, he actually feels as though the Reapers did a lot in the early stage of that last game, but letting them get surrounded made him, well, brought him into a much tougher position to play from. You'll see that third Rax on the way up there as well then. And we'll see one Reaper just starting to pop out and move across here in the next couple of moments. So, Reaper going to start moving across the map. The hatchery coming down has actually been a gas pool opening from Raino. So he's going to have an earlier Queen than usual. He's going to have an earlier Ling speed. And that will make holding off this 3-Rax Reaper play a little bit easier. However, it's not just a guaranteed hold. Let's see how well the Reapers start to do as the first one begins to move down to the bottom left side of the map. What was the song? A couple of people asking during the break. It was Tarida by Henry PFR. Tarida, T-A-R-I-D-A. Search that, and Henry with an I. You should be able to find it. As the Reaper comes across, so here we go. I mean, Polt will come in immediately, sees it's a pool first play, or gas pool first play, doesn't know which just yet. He's not worried about having to pull back home, of course, because there's no command center building, so he does just have, he's no worry about Lings going across the map. We're just going to be seeing the Reaper coming down. Queen comes to the low ground as well. And already Polt just seeing what he can do with this. A few extra Zerglings starting to be added on. Just going to check there's no super fast third base or anything like that as well. Just make sure it is in fact gas pool rather than free hatch or something. Grenades starting to come down here, and again just seeing what damage you can get done. Actually, I mean, good stuff so far. Link speed about to finish though, and again that link speed is going to come in much earlier than Polt is usually expecting to play against when playing this sort of build. And here we go, and there's plenty of links to fight these Reapers right now, but actually up to the high ground. Good control by Polt. He's making the most of this right now. He's trading very well indeed. This Reaper going to get himself a bit surrounded on the low ground though. These Reapers too in a little bit of trouble. One goes down. They get caught on the corner. Couldn't jump down there. And that is going to be Polt taking a lot of losses, as now we see the Reaper's going to have to pull back home. And now Reynor is going to feel safe to start up a good round of drones. He's going to take his third hatchery. And again, Reynor comes out of this free Rex Reaper opening in a little bit of a lead. Reaper's going to go back up this ramp and then come back down once again. These Lings going to be taking a little bit more damage here. We actually see the command center might even be cancelled. Doesn't quite go down. And the SEV even there doesn't go down either. As I'm going to see those Lings just pulling away down towards the bottom side of the map. The third command center is on the way up here from Polt. So third CC is on the way in. So seeing that starting to come out here and just seeing what else he can set up into. As we're going to be seeing those Zerglings from Raino just going to sit down towards the bottom right hand side. You're going to see a Reaper just going to be coming around as well, seeing what it can get up to. A couple of Lings will go across towards the upper right side here now from Reynor. Just a couple of Lings just moving around, looking to see what they can get up to, looking to see what is happening. So just setting up into this, seeing what's going on. Those Lings moving around and just seeing what exactly they can achieve. So seeing what they can achieve. We'll see an engineering bay coming down. A couple of engineering bays going to come down here to try and wall off. The Lings run in. The Reapers are fast to respond. Grenades go down. It's good Reaper grenades from Polt. In fact, if these continue, he might start to clean out these Zerglings, but it's not looking too hopeful. Ling's still around here. Oh, there's still Reapers left over as well, though. I think the grenades were just about enough there to kind of give him enough to kind of work with. As we'll see, still Ling's trying to break through though. If this bunker goes down, there's more Lings being made in production. Those few Reapers that are left over are very low on health. There's one more going down. He actually nearly blows himself up there. And that means it's an easy kill for that Zergling, as Polt's natural expansion is under heavy pressure. Third CC has finished already, but there is an SEV up for the grabs there, but he doesn't go for it. SEV here will go down. 5 workers killed. Not pretty at all right now for Polt. He comes down the ramp with a few Marines. You're going to see more Lings coming across here. You can sort of see that Reynor doesn't want to let a wall come up because he has more Lings coming across. He wants to just keep on streaming in with units. And it's starting to work out. You see the Marine count just isn't good enough currently for Polt. And he's just going to lose power of his natural expansion once again. Reynor is about a 2-1 Polt, guys. It's going to happen. It really is. Look at this. I mean, a couple of Lings towards the third just to check for SCVs again. And more Lings still coming out. 14 more in production. He's still just adding on like 2 drones at a time or so, just to make sure he's still got good economy behind this. He is going to be behind on his +1/+1 melee upgrades as well. Let's see those Marines continue to come across, and Marines just continue to fire onto those Zerglings. Lings going to come up this ramp. They cancel the bunker once again. These Marines, there's just not enough of them. The Lings collect together, and the Marines just don't get in towards a mineral line or anything to kind of protect themselves with. And Polt is just still losing units while Reynor drones up, adds more Lings, drones again, adds more Lings. This pressure just doesn't seem to be ending right now. 6 more workers go down, 22 SCVs to the 51 drones. And Reynor is going to make this happen. These Marines doing some good damage there against those Lings. It once again all comes down to Polt just losing his first few Reapers. This time not as many Reapers lost, but still enough to kind of minimize how much he got done with them there. And that definitely started to hurt him, as we're going to be seeing Lings collecting together once more. Polt has to try. I mean, how does he even have the chance to kind of finish the wall here? Maybe actually this time he doesn't need to finish the wall, because Reynor will play a bit more passively and realize that there's a few more Marines up than previously, so that he can just have wait a bit more and just go in towards a bin and nest instead. Huge advantage for our Zerg player though, coming up to almost a 40. In fact, right now it is a 40 worker plus advantage. Huge lead for him in game number 3. Marines are going to join up on this ramp. Lings continue to work their way through these rocks. These rocks are going to get taken down here. Lings just again opening up this sort of pathway. I'm going to see a few Marines from Polt moving around as well. A few Marines from Polt just going to move around and see what they can get up to. Combat shield's about to finish up. Zerglings coming in from Reynor as well. A couple of melee upgrades still coming in. As these Marines are going to be moving forwards, moving across, looking to get some damage done. But 11 Bane's morphing. I mean, this is Polt sort of just saying, you know, I have really nothing at all. He doesn't even have medevacs with this, you know. This is really Polt just like, I need to try and get something done. He will clean out a lot of creep. He's going to come in towards the 4th base. But here come the Zerglings, and you know what? Those Marines, they're so committed. There's barely anywhere for them to, you know, there's nowhere for these Marines to run to. And the Zerglings around will slowly but surely pick away at them. There's actually going to be a few Marines left over, and he will start to snipe down Banelings as they run on in. Not a good trade from Reynor, but good enough because he is still just so far ahead on economy. Cleaning up this army, even inefficiently, is a good trade for him. 30 worker deficit now from Polt as he tries to mule up over his 3 bases. You're going to see just... well, I mean, his production is lacking. He's only on 3 barracks because that's just how far behind he is. He can only afford 3 racks of production right now. And Reynor collecting some Zerglings together across this map. He's going to start running up here. Oh, Polt's not going to get his depot up in time. Oh no, Polt. It's unfortunate. His SCVs were actually on top of it when he realized, I think. And so another run by from Reynor will once again start to do the damage to the 3rd base. He goes with a group of Zerglings as well. He's just going to keep on doing this. He pulls back kills off a depot as well, so more units can get on through. As we see a few Zerglings to the top side getting killed off, we do see that depot is going to be replaced here. As behind all of this, Raino with a hive on the way. Things are looking very, very good for our Italian Zerg player right now. Coming in as a last-minute replacement for Massa to make sure we still had 4 players for this group. And yet, here he is, about to take down Polt 2-1 in his first of 3 series today. Marine's going to stem in from the back as these Banes, though they have Bane speed. They're going to start moving up the ramp. The Lings will come in and try and fight this. The Banes turn around. They decide to come and fight these Marines instead. Marines do have to lift up. The Banes are going to once again go back towards the depots. There's not many Marines behind this. The Baners, they don't even really have to go off on Marines, and they know that. They head for the bigger clump towards the back, maybe even just the mineral line here. As they're going to be seeing those upgrades, they're going to get taken down. Not like they were close to finishing the 2-2 from our Terran player, but still nice to see those just being targeted because he doesn't know how far along those are necessarily. So just wants to make sure. I mean, his own 2-2 is quite far along, so you know he might be saying, well, maybe if you just had the money, you invest into them in the hope that you get ahead on upgrades or something. So it's nice to get rid of those if you can. It also opens up the wall to continue counterattacking through. More workers going down. This natural CC is going to burn down very soon as well, it would seem, as there's just so many Zerglings from Reynor. He joins up on the low ground. Does he morph in Banes? Does he just wait? He's got an Ultra Cavern on the way up. Ultras will be here shortly as Polt continues to try and just hold on in this game. Stimming forward is going to see another Overlord getting taken down. A little bit of a mistake there by Reynor. As he morphs in a few more Banes, he is indeed going to spend not all of his gas, but some of his gas on Banelings here to keep on attacking. As we see the Ultra is about to finish up. And he's going to start moving forwards here, and here we go. Just going to come in full surround on those Marines. The medevacs aren't nearby to pick up either. And we see a few Marines up to the top side. No micro from Polt, no splits, and that will be GG right there. Polt is going to finish this group